A little boy is abducted. Tire tracks lead into a canal. A community searches and waits. Where is little Juliani? The answer to that lies just below the surface. Next. The Central Valley of California is a flat, elongated stretch of land about 450 miles long that runs from northeast to southeast down the center of the state. Often called the breadbasket of the world, it's thought to be mostly farms and agriculture, but there are many towns and cities here that are home to nearly 7 million people. Not a lot of money in these parts. Drug use is rampant and the homicide rate is off the charts. Here are some of their stories. This is Murder in the Central Valley. Patterson, in South Stanislaus County, truly has greatness just out of its grip. About 50 miles to the west, as the crow flies, is San Jose, the biggest, richest city in the Bay Area. But the Diablo mountain range separates the two. Cutting a freeway through the range would make its population of 25,000 explode, turning Patterson into a bustling metropolis. But environmental opposition keeps that from happening and keeps Patterson small and humble. Crime is low here. That's what makes the events of January 18, 2011 even more shocking. It would leave 2 people dead, a family grieving, and a community reeling. Tabitha Cardenas was 24 in 2008 when she started dating 21-year-old Jose Esteban Rodriguez. She had a son from a previous relationship, 1-year-old Juliani Cardenas. Jose treated Juliani like his own son, and Juliani loved him. Jose had an extensive criminal background. Rodriguez's rap sheet included a 1999 manslaughter conviction, drunk driving, and allegations about unlawful sex. It was said that Jose was jealous and possessive, but Tabitha dated him anyway. They lived together for about 2.5 years, but Rodriguez had a drinking problem. By early 2010, Tabitha had enough and kicked him to the curb. Right around the same time, she found out she was pregnant with Jose's child. She told him she didn't want him in her life and that he would never see his baby. This didn't sit well with Rodriguez. In January 2011, he started to stalk Tabitha and little Juliani. Late one evening, shortly before the kidnapping, Jose knocked on Giuliani's grandmother, Amparo's, bedroom window. One time he walked into their house. The morning of the abduction, he knocked on the door and entered the house. Jose realized Giuliani wasn't there, so he left. Later, he ended up at Giuliani's preschool and tried to check him out, but was denied. At about 4 p.m., little Juliani was playing in his grandma's front yard. She was standing just inside the garage with the door open, watching him. Suddenly, a silver Toyota Corolla sped up to the driveway. It was Jose Rodriguez. He jumped out and runs towards Giuliani. Amparo grabs little Giuliani and starts to head for the house. Jose takes hold of the child and the two had a tug-of-war with Giuliani. Rodriguez yelled, "Give me the baby, give me the baby," then pushed Amparo down, taking Giuliani and running back to his car with the child screaming to his grandma that he didn't want to die. Jose turned around and laughed at Amparo, then threw Giuliani in his car and sped off. The police came and immediately started the search. But where did they go? An Amber Alert was activated. Signs on the freeways throughout the state gave their description, weaponizing the public. The FBI was called in and flyers were put up. The Cardenas family thought that Jose loved Giuliani and that he would never hurt him. Amparo's main concern was that Giuliani would retain the memory of the incident. But soon that won't be a problem. The next day, police find surveillance video from a gas station showing Jose buying alcohol before the kidnapping. Then late in the day, police receive a report from a farm worker reporting that he saw a car plunge in the Delta Mendota the day of the kidnapping. The Delta Mendota Canal snakes its way through the west side of town, supplying water for local farms throughout the Central Valley. The man pointed out where he saw the car go in. Police found tire marks that go right into the canal. Divers are called in to look for the wreckage and bodies. Meanwhile, across town, people are hanging ribbons all over the neighborhood. Concerned residents had a candlelight vigil in support. With no body or crime scene, the ground search continued while divers scour the canal. They found a vehicle at the point where the tracks led in. A tow truck on standby fed a cable to the divers that hooked it up to the wreckage. Pulling their find up slowly revealed that this is not Jose and Juliani, but a stolen car that had been dumped. And the search continues. Back at the home, yellow crime scene tape surrounds the house while law enforcement post out front 24 hours a day. The kidnapping was the talk of the town and the world. News media camped out all day late into the evening as days turn into weeks. The problem is that the Delta Mendota Canal is the drop-off point for car thieves. Vehicle after stolen vehicle were pulled up methodically as crews made their way south downstream from the entry point. About 24 vehicles were recovered. Then, 10 days later at about 6 p.m., crews pulled Jose's silver Toyota Corolla out of the murky water. Was it over? Were they going to find 2 bodies in the car? No. The windows must have been down or broken on impact. The car was empty. The question is, was this just a way of trying to throw law enforcement off the trail? That was answered a few days later when Jose's body was found floating in the canal, but no Juliani. Tuesday, February 1st, a water authority worker saw what looked like a small body floating in the canal. 4-year-old Juliani Cardenas had been found 30 miles downstream in Santa Nella. Juliani is buried in the Patterson District Cemetery. 1 month after the tragedy, Tabitha gave birth to a baby girl, Jose's daughter, Juliani's half-sister. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.